we just got this new feature that has to do with live shorts or live vertical streaming or something like that. So, kind of on here, just giving it a try, just trying to see what's going on. Not sure if anybody is here. Actually, I see that. Don't see anybody's here just yet, but just kind of giving this a try. I literally just got my daughter down for bed not too long ago. It's a bit late for me to start a solo game, but I'd like to have something set up so that I can get something played tomorrow. So I figured, why not get Paladins of the West Kingdom set up and stream it. Maybe somebody will join in. Maybe somebody has questions, something. I don't know. So we're just gonna start getting this set up. And if anybody shows up, we can chat. We can talk it up and kind of go from there. So this is actually Devin's copy of Paladins. This is probably his favorite game. He's got all the expansions, the City of Crown. I say all the expansions, there's only one. I've played City of Crowns once or twice, and I don't really remember it. But I'm not going to relearn it, so we're just not going to set that one up. So here we are. We've got kind of the main board. This game is a very sprawling game. It takes up a ton of space on the table. Hey, look at that. We got somebody in here. Thanks for joining. We're just trying out this live feature. Not sure how chat works. Let's see. Maybe that's how it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're just getting this game set up so that tomorrow, probably when I'm a little bit more fresh, I can go ahead and get started with it. So I'll get my stuff kind of set up here, and then we'll get the AI's thing. So what I really like about the Paladin Solo is it runs very, very smoothly. It has everything that you need kind of print on the board. So that is this one here. Yeah, this one. So you have a perfect place for the AI kind of Atoma deck goes. You've got this nice little tracker that tracks all of the rounds and tracks your virtue bumps and all that kind of stuff. It's a really awesome solo. If you haven't given it a shot, or if you haven't tried it at any point, highly recommend it. It's a really good one. They did a great job with the solo. As I mentioned, this is Devin's box. He has literally everything that you could possibly have for this game. The collector's box, all the promos, all that kind of stuff. So it's nice that when I want to play it, I can just say, hey, let me borrow it, and he lets me borrow it. So let's go ahead and go in here. This game takes quite a while to set up. There's a lot of pieces and buildings that all have specific places to go to. Your garrisons, your fortifies, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to set up on this game. And like I said, it's nice to just kind of be able to do it ahead of time. So that way, tomorrow when I'm actually ready to play the game, it doesn't take me, however long to set it up. I can just get directly into the gameplay. So let's go ahead and get out all these pieces for the Atoma. This collector's box is nice, but they made it fit perfectly. Like everything fits very perfectly in here. So it's really hard to get your hands in and your fingers in and get out things that you need without knocking them into other places. That's the one kind of complaint about the collector's box here. Let's see. Get the coins out, and then we'll get all the meeples out. There's all that. And then for the meeples, since they're all just kind of all the colors are there, I just like to put them in just a little container and have them all mixed up, just because there's no real use in separating them. Just because you're going to be using the colors and trading them back and forth the entire time, so no point in doing that. Thanks for you guys for joining. I'm seeing some people are here. We're just trying, we got this new feature for a vertical stream. I'm not sure how my voice is. I don't have my microphone set up or anything like that. I'm literally just kind of testing this out to see how it is. And we're just setting up a game for tomorrow. Hey, Ken, there we go. I can see the chat now. That is a lot of setup. There's a lot to this game. There you are. Well, it's good seeing you on what is today? Sunday night. It's good to see you here. I appreciate you joining. Don't know how much you've caught of it, but we're trying out this new feature that we have, and just got my daughter to bed. Considered playing this tonight. Didn't want to. You got work on Mondays for you, Ken? What do you do? I'm not sure what your schedule is. We always catch you on a Saturday. All right, so I think that's pretty much all the pieces there. I'll probably don't need all of them out here. And then we've got all the provisions, which I'll use this one here. And then I'll keep the tax and the same one. It's just easier to kind of get it all. So you've got your provisions in classic Garfield style. I should tell Devin to upgrade these pieces. So in the tax stand, hey, this is random. Yes, this is random. It's a new feature that we found, and I'm just kind of testing it out. And I figured I'm going to set up a game. Let's see if people want to watch me watch it, or let's see if people want to watch me set up a game. I don't know. Just trying something new out, right? Okay, so got my stuff on here. My work starts morning, your time, so I usually can see if you have new videos. Awesome, very cool. Well, let's see. We've got a new video coming on Tuesday, our time. It's a Sleeping Gods Distant Sky review. My Sleeping Gods Distant Sky reviews. Better carve out some. Yes. Yeah. So we're in Texas, Central Time. It is 8:30 right now. Generally, this game takes me minimum 2 hours, and that's going to be too long for tonight. I just got my daughter down not too long ago, so I figured, you know what, I can play this. People's everywhere. I can play this game tomorrow and cut out. I don't know. We're at 10 minutes now, so. Ooh, nice. No lay mean. No lay mean. Let me get these meeples. Oh, there's one. Okay, can't lose Devin's pieces here. No, there's not a lay mean or whatever her name was in this one, but there is a couple other characters that are similar, but not nearly as bad. So, all right, let's see. What else do we have here? We need to get the cards. Try and do this off memory. It's been a while. There's all our debts and our suspicion cards. So one thing with this game is, you know, you've got all your suspicion. You're robbing the tax stand, and I don't know. This game is super awesome. It's very what you playing. So right now, not playing anything. Just setting up for a game of Paladins of the West Kingdom that I'm hoping to play tomorrow. Setup takes some time. This game generally takes me 2.5 hours to play, 2 to 2.5 hours. So just getting it set up for tomorrow. Just got my daughter down, and you know, instead of just binging out in front of the TV right now, I can be productive for tomorrow. This is future Paul thanking me right now to getting this done. So, but yeah, anyway, we're just kind of trying out this new feature that I saw on our YouTube that's live stream vertically. I guess they're doing their own version of, you know, all the other social medias that do live streams vertically. Have you played Paladins before? It's a great game. Funny enough, this was a game that I did not enjoy very much the first couple of times I played it, just because it was very, it's very hard to have a plan for the game. You have to really be deliberate. Hey, thanks, Juan. Appreciate the subscription there. You have to be very deliberate with your play style in this game, and playing with Devin, um, he was miles ahead of me in this one. So started picking it up, playing it solo, and that's when I really started figuring out like the intricacies of the game and figuring out, oh, you have to do this and this to be able to excel at it or whatever. So um, playing it solo has really kind of invigorated my like of this game. Okay, I've got all the garrison set up. So this is the AI board. This is the Atoma board here. Um, I'm missing some pieces. They're probably mixed in. Again, the collector's box is awesome, but everything fits so perfectly in there, which is a weird complaint, but everything fits so perfectly that whenever you're getting your fingers in, you're kind of knocking. So I'm going to guess these three here are the three that I'm missing since they're right on top of the other player. So that goes there. You know what? I think I kind of like this format. Maybe I'll do a check out my board game collection here at my house one day. That might be good. Some stuff to think about for the future. Okay, I need their deck, which one is their deck? They have a small one. So let's bring this back. And again, this has the City of Crowns expansion. I've played it once with it, and I honestly don't feel like learning more rules or relearning rules, so we're just gonna leave that out. Devin and I learn quite a bit of games, and it's not always fun to learn new games. I'd like to see videos of seeing what are inside the games. Ooh, that's a good one. I could probably do that. Just a couple like unboxings. This is what's in here. That's a good idea. I like that, Ken. Look at you giving us ideas. So this is the Atoma deck. So it says what action they're doing. So if you pull the card, this one is to absolve. This one is to commission, garrison. So it's got all sorts of things on there. The King's Orders. The King's Orders are really kind of like end game victory points that you're trying to go for. So on their turn, you literally just flip and do what it tells you to do. Very simple to run, which is awesome for this heavy of a game. You don't really want to be thinking too much for them because your turn consists of a lot of thinking. So, okay, there is their deck. That was all expansion stuff. Here is the Townsfolk deck. If you know anything about Garfield games, you know that they like their townsfolk. So here you have I can't even see what that is, the pickpocket. So anytime you gain a suspicion, you also steal more from the tax stand. During an inquisition, if you have no suspicion, you gain a white attribute, which is actually the expansion. So if this card were to come out, I'll just discard it during the game because, again, not playing with the expansion. So that's this. At the end of the game, I'll make sure, or at the end of this setup, I'll make sure to kind of show the end board here. Have you played anything from the South Tigris series? Yes, I've played both games that have been released, and we have backed inventors of the South Tigris. For me personally, I like Scholars better than Wayfarers, and Devin is the exact opposite. He likes Wayfarers much more than Scholars. Wayfarers is very sandboxy, so it's very open-ended. You have to go into that game with you have to be very deliberate is the word in that game in order to score points. You can literally go in there and trigger the end game and barely score any points. Like, you have to be very deliberate in what you're doing, which Devin absolutely loves. And for me, that's pretty hard to do. Scholars, on the other hand, you still do have to be very deliberate. People say that it's heavier. I don't know if it's necessarily heavier, but the mechanisms of the game are a lot different than any other game you've probably played. But it's really good. I really enjoyed both of them. I played one round of Inventors of the South Tigris on Tabletop Simulator, and that was quite a bit. I think that one's definitely going to be a lot heavier. I prefer Wayfarers for Sandbox and Scholars if I want a brain burn. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Have you tried Inventors? Like I said, I did it a little bit on Tabletop Simulator, and it was probably a good mixture of both. It was very brain burny. My first initial turn took me probably a solid 5 minutes just staring at the board, trying to even decide what I could do. But once I actually started to get into the game flow, the flow felt like it made sense. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Devin and I have talked. We hope that it really isn't, they're claiming it to be their heavy game. We're hoping that it's not just heavy for the sake of being heavy, just because there's random, mechanics thrown in or whatever. We hope that it actually flows well. But then again, Scholars has been my favorite of the South Tigris and has not been Devin's favorite. So just a little bit different gameplays. All right, so now we're setting up the outsiders here. These outsiders are just people that you're trying to either recruit to your team or trying to attack them, and then you gain, your attributes on whatever that may be. So we're about, I didn't shuffle these. Got to go back and shuffle them. Just had 4 blue cards come out in a row. I don't know if I need more of a challenge in this game. Maybe I should just keep them unshuffled. I've gotten very close to beating the Atoma. I never actually have. The closest I got was I scored 98, which was my personal best, and the Atoma got a 100, which was their personal best. Very unfortunate that both of those happened at the same time. So, all right, here we go. Getting this out. So I've got it here. I'm setting it up on my tabletop. I do have a gaming table here. Underneath it, my wife and we just started Pandemic Season Legacy 2. Pandemic Legacy Season 2. It's a game that's been on my shelf since December 2019, and we finally got to the point where we finished Pandemic Season 1 literally March of 2020 and didn't feel like playing a game with Pandemic. But it's been 4 years now that we decided, hey, it's probably time that we unwrap it from the shrink and get it to the table. So, okay. Oh, not even paying attention. I'm shuffling your player cards. Now I have to go through and make sure that they're all there. So there's the white-backed ones. And I'll kind of just explain the game a little bit here if I have time. I will say I'm not the best teach at it. And there's a lot going on. There's no way for me to really explain the entire game and the little bit of time here that I have setting it up. So, Ken, you want to see that? I will, unfortunately, I can't show it to you right now because I've got this game on top, and it's underneath the tabletop, but, maybe I'll do another one of these little live streams at some point, and again, like I said, maybe show you guys my collection or show you what's inside a couple games. This is just kind of our spare room that I've turned into my gaming room, and my daughter's kitchen toys and all her play sets and stuff are in here. You guys are probably more used to seeing Devin set up with all of his games in the back. A lot of the collection that we have is mainly at his house. Where do these ones go? These ones are 6, 7, what? There's got to be some that I'm missing here. Where are they? Are they in here? I don't know where they're at. Nice guitars in the back. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm actually a bass player, so there's a couple of my basses. I got a Schecter on there, and then a Squire, which is my first one. And I've got that guitar back there, and then, like I was saying, all my daughter's stuff over there. Yeah, I haven't been able to play nearly as much as I would like to, just because time, being a dad, having a full-time job, running all my other hobbies that I have, that that one has kind of gone to the side. But that's all right. Everything just kind of ebbs and flows, and that's okay. So we'll look for those later. I don't know what I did with them, but they're here somewhere. So that goes there. I'll get my deck here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that is including the expansion, and I'll just take out the ones as they come during the gameplay, just because, actually no, now that I say that, we do need to take them out beforehand. Negotiating, we don't need that one. Cost of each one, we don't need that one. We don't need the strength one. Astolfo, I always like this one because he gives you one of every meeple except for the purple ones. No really other benefit except for giving you more people. Okay, so that is set up there. And then we'll put these to the side. And we're getting there. Let's show you guys just a little bit. This is what we've got so far. We're almost there. I've got the AI's deck, or the AI's place almost set up. I need to set up his workshops, and then still got to do my board here a little bit. But I'm a drummer, but jam. But I live in an apartment, so I didn't get to jam. Yeah, I feel for you percussionists. Now, generally, I'll have my microphone set up here. My daughter's room is literally right there, so I try not to be super loud. So I kind of know that feeling of not wanting to do stuff to piss off the neighbors. But with drums, you can't ever play it unless it's the middle of the day or whatever. So I feel for you. What kind of music are you into? I grew up, let's see, I was in high school in the early 2000s. Grew up on pop punk and emo, screamo, all that kind of stuff, and still kind of listen to it. And my music has kind of broadened up over the years, but I always like a good little early 2000s music, pop punk, all that kind of stuff. I was in bands all throughout high school. 80s and 90s rock for me. Not my favorite. I like 90s music. I never really got too big into like grunge or anything, but I'll get into some 90s music. 80s, not so much. Classic rock, I'll listen to a bit. Not my favorite. Okay, we are getting there. Okay. Now, I know I've been talking quite a bit also, and not just focusing on this, but we're about 25 minutes into the setup. So there's no way I'll be getting this played all the way tonight. And I don't like starting games and then pausing them if it's one of these games. Campaign games, all that kind of stuff, yes, I have no problem with doing it, but for these kind of games, I'm not going to stop in the middle of it, and I have work in the morning. So my favorite is hardcore screamo genre for playing drums. Awesome. What's your favorite band? That is exactly what I grew up listening to, so I'm sure we have very similar tastes in music. Right now I'm listening to a bunch of Day to Remember, their older stuff. Don't really care for their newer stuff whatsoever. And then this morning on my drive here, on my drive home from my parents' house, listening to The Used and Hawthorne Heights came on, all that kind of stuff. I was like, man, this is good. It was just on shuffle, and I loved it. Amberlin came up, all those good bands. Okay, forts, fortifies. Here we go. Okay, so here we've got the, I forget what they call them now, the King's Orders. And the King's Orders are just kind of like your end game goals. So like this one, you want to have at least 5 commissions, 5 attacks, 5 forts built, so on and so forth. So you randomly do 3 of these at the beginning of the game. You only see one of them before you actually start playing. The rest of them come out later. Oh, but before we do that, we actually set up the AI's workshops, and these get put on there first. So they're going to have a workshop on the, that one is convert. Let's move this just a little bit. They're going to have a workshop on the absolve. And they're going to have a workshop on the commission. So this is the standard AI. They start off with 3 workshops. If you're doing the easy, it's 1, and then I think the hard is possibly 4, maybe 5, something like that. Again, I have not beat it on the standard, so we're just going to do 3. All right. I didn't take out there's the negotiate that we need to take out. There's the muster that we need to take out. Foot debts is okay. We can keep that promo in, and then the rest is there. Okay. Ooh, foot debts. That's a good one. I don't think I've ever actually seen that one. We will keep these face down. I will flip them over tomorrow. Okay. So those are the those ones. Okay, and then we have the King's Orders. Or not the King's Orders, the King's, what are they called? King's Favors. And the King's Favors are just kind of extra actions that are used for the rest. So, another thing with the standard AI is you've got these ones from the beginning of the game that you put out there based on what you flipped. Whatever these ones are, they will gain a workshop on them also. And then whatever they are, the AI will get to put it on there too. So it just makes their moves a little bit easier. Okay. These ones will go away because they don't use them. My board is all set up, I believe. The King's Orders. So we need to remove the King's Orders from their deck because they don't, or the King's Favors because they don't start with them. 3, 4, 5 of them. There's so many bands. Converge, Dillinger, He is Legend. Oh man, all of those bands. I love them. I've seen all of those except for Poison the Well and Converge. So I've seen Dillinger. I saw them. Oh man, I don't even remember what it was. Who they might have played with the Red Chord, I believe. That sounds right. Maybe not. I know the Red Chord played with the Chariot when I saw them. That was awesome. Under Oath, I got to see early on when they still had Dallas Taylor in the band, and it was Beloved, Under Oath, Haste the Day, Dead Poetic. I think that was the lineup on that one. That was amazing. It was amazing. And Poison the Well, just such a classic band. So good. Guns N' Roses, Warrant, Poison, Skid Row. There you go. You are a true 80s, 90s fan. Let's see. Have you heard of a band called The Home Team? They're newer. They're a little bit more poppy. They're not screamo, hardcore, or anything like that. But they give me a similar vibe to like a Taken Back Sunday from oh man, I forget what the album was called now. The one with Make Damn Sure and all those other ones. So they're a little bit more poppy, but I really do enjoy them. They're a really great band. If you get a choice, or if you get a chance, I'll recommend them. He is Legend is coming. So we live in the Dallas area. There's a big festival here called the So Wet Fest. I think He is Legend's actually doing it for all their concerts this year, but they're playing I Am Hollywood in full, and I would love to go see that because that album is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. I absolutely love I Am Hollywood. Okay. This is here, here, and here. So those are all out. This will go back. And then these King's Favors go on top of those. And those get added into the deck whenever it's time. So I think we're set up. I think that is it. Let me get this over here. Eating a book, China. Oh man, you are speaking my language. Yeah, they are an awesome band. Absolutely love them. They had the album before I Am Hollywood, 90215 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But there's a song in there, Scram Toots, with just an amazing bass line. And I remember I picked that up immediately and I needed to learn it. Yeah, they're awesome. That's so awesome. There's not a lot of people that like or that have heard of He Is Legend. So I'm glad that we can kind of relate on that. Okay, I think I'm set up. Let me get this off of this stand here, and I'm plugged in. Let me unplug and show you all kind of the West Kingdom. Word sleeve, call it. But there's a collector's box. We have our townsfolk here that you can recruit throughout the game by either paying a coin or possibly gaining some debt. You have your forts here. For player games, you've got your tax that comes into the tax stand. So we're going to make this the tax stand here. We've got 5 in there. We've got just all of our meeples. Actually, I'm probably going to move those. Oops. Making some chaos here. We'll move those over here. I don't even know what these are called, but it's your starting meeples for the round. Got the King's Orders. Again, when these flip over, the buildings will fill in the rest of the AI's board. We've got the King's Favors. Whenever those flip over, those cards will go into the deck. We have kind of the town action spaces here that you can fill up with your commissions or your garrison. You can attack for this benefit. So that's it. You can convert them to add to the bottom of your board and perform the actions, trying to beat you. So that is a down and dirty description of Paladins of the West Kingdom. And yeah, it's laggy. Yeah, I just realized I was completely off my Wi-Fi. I was just using T-Mobile there, so I think I'm back on the Wi-Fi now. Shouldn't be laggy anymore. But yeah, that's it. This is completely set up. So I like this. I like this little feature that they added. I appreciate you guys being here. There you go, Ken. That's for you. Dice Throne Adventures. And there's Treant Ninja. And then there's the rest of the, hold on. There's that. So that's for you, Ken. I know you like that. So, yeah, that's it. I've got the game all set up. Took me about 35 minutes or so with me chatting, talking it up. So, Michael, I appreciate you being here. Ken, I appreciate you being here, always being there. And then Juan, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I'll do this again, and maybe we can go through the collection, open up some games, see what's in there. Drop a comment below. If you see something, let me know. We'll look at what's in the box there. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go veg out on the couch now and enjoy the last of my Sunday. So appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see y'all next time. How do I even end this? Let's go.